Alright, downtown here. About to go walk these streets. It's a little windy, and I hope that's not bothering the audio too much, but got the M4 blackout and about to go shoot some photos. So I haven't really done this in a really long time. Last time I think I shot some street photos down on the street was like 2 years ago, so about to hit them up right here behind me and see what I can get. And again, I only have the 50mm, so I gotta kind of stay like a little far away if I want like a bit of wider shots, but I'm gonna see what I can make work out. Let's go. The streets are really empty today, so it's kind of hard to like find some photos, but seeing what I can find around here. Gonna walk back up this street. Hopefully I can find something that's a little better. So annoying. There's gaps where there's like groups of people, and then there's gaps where there's no people. Here's some coming up though. Alright, so just kind of finished the roll in this M4, and two quick things. One thing I really like about this M4 is that it doesn't have like the little Leica symbol, so people don't really recognize it like as a super fancy camera, I guess. But then the other thing opposed to that, I guess, is the shiny lens, because a lot of people kind of just like glancing down on it, and you know, kind of gives me like suspicious looks. So just getting a chance to look at some of the photos that I shot out on the street with that Leica M4. That's a good camera, dude. Like, it's really fun to shoot with, really enjoy it. And I just want to talk a little bit about like the experience of using the camera. So I shot everything with the 50mm lens that I have. I had the 28, but I had to sell it because I'm broke and I need money. But it was fun. It was a great experience. I usually shoot with like the 35 when I did used to do it like way back when. And I really wish I was able to like test it out with the 28 and everything, but it's whatever. But I had to compensate with the 50mm by just backing up a little if I wanted to get like full body shots. And I actually went out twice and shot, I think, like 3 rolls because I wasn't satisfied with like the first set of photos, but then after looking at the second set of photos, I'm more happy with the first because I was kind of closer, and just like my whole frame and everything I was shooting, whatever subject I was shooting was like closer to the frame, so like the focus was more on whatever was happening like in the center of the frame, whereas to when I backed up and got like further so I can get like full body shots and stuff, I kind of feel like the frames were all over the place. The direction in terms of like what I want the viewer to like look at was not there was no direction. It was just kind of like, wow, there's too much going on. It's just like, where am I focusing at? Eyes are kind of wandering around the photo, which is not a bad thing, but I guess I like my photos kind of filled more with just like one subject, and you know, this empty space around them being filled by whatever objects or other people are around or behind them. But again, shooting with that 50 was just absolutely amazing, super fun, great camera all around. So instead of reviewing this camera, I actually made a review of like the M6 a little while ago and the M4P. So there's no, you know, not too much of a point to really talk about like what's the difference between Leicas, because there isn't really too much of a difference with Leicas. It's just like the experience of using it, I guess. And like with this black chrome camera, you kind of wonder just like, what's the difference? Why is this camera so rare and expensive? And from what I found on B&H, apparently there was only like 6,775 of this like black chrome design that was made during the original like production, kind of like the first one of production back in, I think it's like the 70s or something. And I found this through B&H out there. But overall, just it's an absolutely great camera in terms of just like the mechanics and stuff. And I guess you can say the differences between some of the cameras are just like frame lines, if it has a self timer, if it has a meter, the rewind mechanism or the loading mechanism and all that. It's all about just like the feeling and experience of using Leicas, I guess. And you know, you go for what you want. So if you want that M2 with kind of like the slow manual rewind, or the loading mechanism that you literally take out of the camera and put everything together and stuff it back in the camera, go for that. Or if you want like the quick reload system and like a meter or something with the M6 or M5 or whatever, go for that, I guess. So obviously I don't have the camera anymore, and to clarify, this actually like was not mine, or I didn't like rent it or anything. This is my brother's-in-law's, who found it. He struck gold when he freaking found this camera. He found it at an estate sale, just sitting in a drawer with this crazy like Nikon lens on it, and just picked it up and purchased it. I don't remember how much he purchased it for, but obviously an absolute steal and everything. But it's a freaking amazing camera, and like he was saying, like I would never sell it unless it was to put towards something to like better my life, because I'm broke right now. So I'd actually probably sell it so I can like move forward in life and whatnot. But like he was saying, yeah, unless it was for like a house or something, like, you know, you hold on to that thing dear life. It's an absolutely amazing camera. But overall, like with my experience and everything with it, I do prefer like the M6 over the M4, and that's simply because of that light meter. I mean, when I'm doing like street or really all my photography, I use both. I use the internal meter and I use an external meter. But just having that quickness of that internal meter instead of having to pull out a light meter manually, you know, kind of expose or whatever your image, or like figure out your settings, opposed to just, yeah, pulling out the camera real quick and just taking that photo. I prefer that experience, you know, any day, I guess. But again, it's just depends on what you want out of a Leica camera. There's really no, you know, definitive way to shoot a Leica camera, I guess. With all that being said, that's really all I have to kind of say about the Leica M4 Black Chrome. It's an absolutely amazing camera. It's fun to use, and like if you're looking into, you know, shooting any Leica, just pick up whatever you can get your hands on, just like test it out, play with it. It's definitely a cool experience, or go like shoot some street photos if you're ever wanting to go do something like that. But again, I'm not doing a hard review like on the camera, because there's not too much of a difference in terms of just like the Leica experience, or like, you know, shooting any other Leica and whatnot. So thanks for watching this video. If you would, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell, because I definitely have more content coming. Peace.